enhance skills and knowledge in order to get placements in reputed organizations, skilled professionals, and to evolve reputed researchers. About myself, this is Sai Padmaja, BTech MBA. I am working as a software test lead in US Global International Private Limited, and I am the coordinator for Madhu Educational Academy. Now, I introduce today's resource person, Dr. Swati Mummadi. She pursued her BTech and MTech degrees from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad in computer science and engineering. She completed her PhD in the domain of quantum computing and cryptography in the Department of IT, National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal, India. She has published 20 plus articles in reputed journals, core conferences, and book chapters. Currently, she is working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, V.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. Received Young Researcher Award for the contributions in quantum computing domain. Received Teaching Excellence Award for outstanding performance in faculty colloquium. Qualified UGC NET. Received Merit Certificate in PSIM course conducted by IIT Roorkee and CDAC India. Received from MIT India for Quantum Project. Reviewer for SCI and Scopus indexed journals and core conferences. Her research interests include quantum computing and quantum cryptography, quantum information, quantum key distribution, blockchain technology, security, networks, and future internet architectures. This is a small brief about Swati. Now I am handing over the session to Swati Mumadi ma'am. Ma'am, please hand over.
Yeah, thank you, Padmaja. Thank you so much for a nice introduction.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Like as Padmaja introduced, I'm Dr. Swati. So today we will discuss about latex. I'll explain how to prepare a document using latex. So for that, I'm going to use the online platform. Okay, I'll quickly start the session because we have very less time. We have to cover lot many sessions today, or lot many topics today. So, but how many of you having any idea about MICTEX? Any of you? Okay, rather than conducting it as a rather than consider like conducting it as a workshop or one-side discussion, I would like to have a conversation in between. So if you have any doubts while explaining, so you can ask me at any time. And it is like along with me, you people also going to do the going to do the latex coding and all. Because it is interactive session, I'm not going to give only PPT presentation and saying that you got a clear idea about latex and all. Along with me, you also type, like I'll show you how to log in into the online platform and how to code in that. So I'm also going to use the online platform for that, for latex coding. Along with me, you also do at the same time, so that if you have any doubt, that will be clarified in the session itself. Okay. So while doing while having the session, if you have any doubts, let me know, so that we'll discuss on that. So first of all, I will share the screen, but before that, you people have to log in into the overleap.com. It is an online platform for latex coding. So nowadays, we know for paper publications and all, we need different formats. Like each paper will be having let us say each professional society will be having different formats. Let us say IEEE Access or any IEEE journal or conference will be having two column format, and for Springer and all, we will be having one column format, and for writing the names, author names and all, also we have different formats. So before going for that, or else before using any conference or journal format, you have to know how to code the latex, because they are giving me some basic basic a zip format, for latex code they will give, but in that you have to do the modification according to your paper. So in our paper, normally we will be having typographical emphasis, like bolding the data, or else coloring the data, highlighting the data, and giving the itemizing the data, point wise writing. All this will be there in our document preparation, either it is for the conference or journal or for any thesis writing also. So this session will be useful for all those who are pursuing PhD because in PhD, like they have to write the thesis and all, no? So nowadays, instead of using the Word document, if you write the thesis in Latex and all, it will be like anywhere you can open it because it is an online platform. So you can open it in your mobile also. That is one of the advantage of this. And if you use the Word and all, the alignment and everything will be, we will get problem when we take the printout and all. But once we develop that in the Latex, then it will not be a problem. Like the code, like only we have to write the code and all the margins and all. Once we decided that that will be continued for the entire document, so no need to check every time while before going for the printout and all. So that's why it is one of the useful. And even nowadays when you go for the paper publication, everyone are asking different formats. Even that format also you have to in latex, because few journals they're not giving the word document, so they are simply giving the latex sample document. In that you have to do the modification, you have to upload your documents or as your figures, and you have to place it or position it properly. So all those like the basic things and all we are going to discuss today. So in between, if you have any doubts, let me know, so that like along with me you also start typing or you also do the code. Then only you can understand. Otherwise it is like simply if I'll explain, you feel like okay, it is good, it may work, but once you try you may get different issues and all. So that's why along with me you also start coding, because I'll take time, like I'll slowly explain it. First we are going to discuss about the basics, latex basics only, so it takes time. Like I'll give you time for that, because if you understand the basics and all, then we can go for the figures, tables and mathematical expressions easily. Okay. So before that, like I'll share the screen. So I'll just give a PPT slides, like simply I'll explain. And after that, we will see how to log in into the online platform. Okay. Am I clear? Am I audible first of all?
Yeah, madam. You're
Yeah.
audible.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I'm just switching off my video. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if in between my voice is connected or anything. Let me know. Okay. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible, everyone? Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So can you see my screen? Okay, see, okay. So first we'll discuss about the latex basics. So first of all, everyone create an overleaf account. So for that, you just go to this uh, overleaf.com website, because everybody has to do along with me. Otherwise, I can just show the PPT and I can wrap it up. But it is not like that. Along with me, you also do the coding. Then only you can understand like how to do the coding, and while coding, what are the problems you get. Okay, so all of you just go to overleaf.com. Yeah. So you can see this. Okay. So you can see this, like when you go to the overleaf.com, it will show like this. You can directly log in with your Google account. If it is already open in your system, directly you can log in with your Google account. No need to give any other details. Like you can use any Google account. So I'm using my Google account, nomadiswati.com. So once you go to this, like you can see the empty one. Like already I've done, like I have few documents here. But if it is a new one, then it will be like, it will be showing like you can see this web page. So here you will be having the icon called new project. So you just click on it, new project. So here we will be having different options. As I told you earlier, like when you go for, when you are writing any project proposal or else any paper, like conference paper or journal paper. So few will be already available in this overleaf.com. So already you can go through IEEE and Springer. These are all the the reputed journals. Those formats are already there with the overleaf. So directly you can take that format as a sample one, and in that you can do the modifications. Otherwise, we can also start with the blank project. So when you start with the blank project, you can give some name, uh, Latex workshop. So with that, you can create this one. So this will create the sample document. So with this, like we will be having the basic package, we should be having this graphics. So this will be having all the, and each document will be having document class. So this is the basic code which you have to use for creating any document by your own. This is not any existing document or anything. This is just normal document which we wanted to create, or like for the thesis and all, if you wanted to create any other document, then you have to mention the margins and all. Okay, it is by default taking some margins. So if you want to format the page and all, that page setup options will also be there. So, but before that, we'll see how to include the data and how to add the bullets and all, and how to bold the data. All those we are going to discuss today. Okay. So this is just normal. So initially we will be having document class. See in this. So after creating an account using the overlay, then directly you can use either Gmail, Twitter, or Orchid account for creating this. And then create a document. As I shown earlier, like you have to create a document, either it is an empty document or anything. So each document will be starts with the document class. Here you can see this slash document class. And the packages we have to use compulsory. Like when we code anything, like even C coding and all, we have to we have to import the libraries and all, right? Similarly, here we have to use the packages for like whatever the code, LaTeX code we are writing, that will be depends on the package. If that particular package is not available, then whatever the code we are writing will show the error. So for each, like to insert the figures, we will be having different packages, and to write or else to draw the tables, we have separate packages. So for each thing, even for writing the mathematical expressions, we need some packages. All those I'm going to explain, but for each and everything, so to write anything, so initially to start a document, you should have a document class and some basic the graphics package you should be having. So initially, like this time, title, author, date, all this we can mention. Okay. And after that, sections will start. You can see here. So here initially the section, introduction section has been started here. So by default, it will take the number. Again, if I give the section, second section, then any, like you can give any name, introduction, so methodology or anything. So it will give the, so after that you have to recompile it. So it automatically take the second, in the sense, second section as methodology. Am I clear? So here even you can change the date also. If you wanted to give April 2024 or something, because in most of the documents they are like we have to include dates also. And author name also you can include. Or else like you can write anything. Title, author name, all this you can modify according to your requirement. Fine. Is it fine? So how to include the data, right? In the first section is on introduction. So how to include the data in this? Some Google it, you just copy some data, paragraph regarding nature. Okay, anything. Some sample paragraph I'm taking. Okay. Some just take any paragraph. Okay. Just to check how it is working and all. Only for that, I'm just showing this. So after introduction, usually introduction part, whenever we'll go for the paper writing and all, we usually will include the introduction part related to that paper. So here some paragraph I have included. Okay. And next, now we'll see like sectioning. You can see, and even if you wanted to add some subsection in introduction, even I wanted to add some subsection about nature, then you can also use the keyword called subsection. And here you can write nature or any subsection. So here it creates the subsection with numbering. Fine, subsection with some numbering, and in this also again you can give some data. Like this. So automatically it creates a document with sections and subsection. And again in this subsection also we can give the subsection. Okay. So this is about how to write the sections, subsections, and subsections. So numbering will automatically will be taken by that. So if you include any subsection in methodology, so same subsection it will include in this. It will give like this. So 2.1, it starts with the 2.1. Fine. Methodology, and in this 2.1 is about nature. Fine, everyone. So there are some cases where we doesn't need a section numbering, right? In that case, how to do? Like if I don't want the section numbering, so I've given 1 to 1.1 like that, but I don't want numbering. So in that case, you can use the asterisk. Simply use the asterisk symbol, that is star symbol. It does not give any section numbering. See here, all these numbers will be removed. See. So here we haven't removed asterisk. So we haven't included asterisk. So this section methodology will give the numbering. But for this section introduction and subsection, I haven't given any, like I don't want any numbering. So I've given this star symbol after this subsection and before this parenthesis. Okay, so it removes the numbering. And you can also observe for sectioning the time, the font of the data is different, and for subsection it is different, and subsection. So the font will be reduces for that particular heading. Fine, everyone? Any doubts? Okay, in between I may not see the messages. So if you have any doubt, you just interrupt me in between and explain, okay? So this is about sectioning and subsectioning and subsectioning. If you have any doubts, just let me know now itself, and later we will discuss about some other topics. So I think no doubt. Yeah, fine. So this is about sectioning, subsection and subsection. And now we have to, like, we need to start paragraph, right? For example, I don't want the sections or subsections. I simply want to start a paragraph, new paragraph. So for that, you can use the keyword /paragraph. In this, you can give any paragraph. Okay. So this is used to start a new paragraph. See, it starts a new paragraph, and this paragraph will be represented in bold content. So if we wanted to start new paragraph, for example, if I start it in the next line without giving the paragraph, for example, if I'm starting it in the next line, it will represent like this. So this is here I've given one extra line to start it in the next line, or else /new line also you can give. So for this code I'm talking about, this 1.1 nature. So here I've given one extra line, so it automatically started in next line. The tab space will be given by default. So if you don't want that particular tab space and I wanted to start with a new paragraph, then you can use the keyword /paragraph, and in parentheses you can give the data whatever you wanted to represent in new paragraph. Okay, so you can give any kind of data, any length of data. It doesn't problem. Okay, it will take, like, you can give any number of lines in a paragraph. All this will be represented in a single paragraph with bold lines. Fine. And then after this, you can also start one new more paragraph also. It will be represented like this. So these are the two different paragraphs. So I have started. So one paragraph, and after that, second paragraph. In between this, the space will be given. Fine, everyone. So this is for writing new paragraph, and also similar write the sub paragraph. So this is a sub paragraph. For example, in this paragraph only, if you want the tab space, you wanted to start new paragraph with this tab space in between that, then you can use the sub paragraph keyword. Within the parentheses, you have to write everything. Whatever you have written in the parentheses will be considered as a paragraph. For the section and all, no need to give the parentheses. In the section or subsection, only heading will be written in the parentheses, and after that, whatever the data you wanted to write, that you can write after that. So until you start the next section, whatever the data you have written or the content you have written, that will be considered in that particular section itself. Fine, everyone? Any doubts here? So this is about sectioning, subsectioning, subsectioning, paragraph and subparagraph. And again, you can also start new chapter. For example, here, this is a first chapter. Let us say introduction is the first chapter. Then if I wanted to start a new chapter, /chapter you can use. It will start in a new page. Okay. Let us say analysis. So this will give the new chapter, you can see. So you can also start this before starting the sections. So for this, you have to use some other package called /use package. Then you put inputting. Okay, so it is like the margins and all we have to represent for the chapter, then only it will be given. Like you can see chapter title has been given, but all these margins and all you have to represent, then only it will work properly. Okay, that I'll show how to represent a new chapter and all. Okay. So, but before that, like whatever the sections and subsections, subsections, all whatever we have done, you are clear, right? So if you don't want any numbering, usually chapter will also starts with numbering, and sections, subsections will also by default starts with the numbering. If you don't want any numbering for the sections and chapters, you can use the symbol star, which will call it as an asterisk. Fine, everyone. This is about writing the document using sections, subsections, and subsections, paragraph, and chapters. Next, text alignment. So here by default, it has been aligned in justified mode, right? So you can see text has been aligned in justified mode. In some cases, I don't want it in a justified mode. I just want it in a left alignment or right alignment or center alignment. In that case, how to represent that? So for that, we have the code So to align the text in left alignment, then you have to use slash begin plus left, and in between whatever the content you write, that will be aligned left side until this one. Fine, we'll see this. Let us say slash begin. So it automatically shows two quotes, okay? So you can see this. So in between begin and enter, begin and end, whatever the content you'll write, that will be represented. You can see where we have written this. Yeah, in introduction part. So for this, you have to use some. Let's use some ragged. Yeah, see here. So flush left and flush right, if and like it will work for some with some packages. Whatever the packages we have taken, with that it is not supporting flush left and flush right. In that case, you can use the rugged left or rugged right. Rugged right. You can see this. You can note down this code RAGGEDLEFT. So after this, whatever you have written, the content will be aligned left side. You can see it. You can see here. So all the content has been aligned left side. So entire document has been aligned left. If you wanted to align it in right, then you can use this keyword slash rugged right. In place of left, you have right. See, here text has been aligned at right side. Fine, everyone. Or else slash center. Slash centering also you can use. It aligns the entire text in center alignment. Am I clear, everybody? So flush left and flush right, where you can use is if you wanted to align the some particular data or some particular content, then you can use that one. But for that, you have to use the some other packages. But this rugged left and rugged right and centering will work with the all packages. Am I clear? So for like positioning it in left alignment, you have to use the rugged left, otherwise rugged. So this either you can use this one or else right alignment or else centering. If you won't use any of this, automatically it will give the justification or the code, the content will be justified like this. Fine, everyone. So apart from that, you can also use this flashlight and flashlight. This I will show you with the what packages these are working. Okay. And next spacing. So as I told, like by default, all these spaces have been given, right? After a paragraph, these spaces have been given. But if you wanted to, if I want more space after section one, then how to just define that particular space? So for that, we have to use the package set space. And after that, you can use these keywords like double spacing or single spacing. So with these keywords, either it will give the double spacing or a single spacing. So we'll see that how this works. So you just use the package set space. Fine. And now we will give the double spacing. So here you can see we have not given any space here. Slash double spacing. So see here. So in between. So after this particular keyword, like whatever we have written, everything has been shown with the double space. So before that, it has not modified. So for this paragraph, I have not given any spacing modification. So for that, it is as it is. But in this section, in which section we have started, the entire content in that particular section, and after that, whatever the data is there, everything will be shown in double spacing. Fine. Or else you can also use the single spacing. Single spacing. So then the space will modify. You can see the space modification has been done. So usually in Word document, that spacing options will be there. No, 1, 1.5, 1.15 like that. So similarly, we can do that spacing using these like keywords, double spacing and single spacing. So for that, you need the package set space. This you have to remember. So without this package, it will not work. It will show error. Fine, everyone. And next we also have, like, for example, as I told, like with this double spacing and single spacing, what happened, it entire, like it is affecting entire section or entire document. In that, like in some cases, we don't want entire document should be spaced either double spacing or single spacing. Only some particular content need to be spaced using 1.5 or 1.2 like that. In usually in Word document will do. Similarly, we can also use this keyword. You can see slash begin space. So here, how many inches you wanted to give the spacing, that you can represent here, and end spacing like 1, 1.5 like that only. It is like 5. Fine. So this also you can give for some particular slash begin okay. So for if you start any keyword or anything using slash begin, then for that there must be a slash end. Like when we do the C programming and all, no. So when we open, like when we start some function, it should be ended somewhere, right? Similarly here, if you start something or if you begin some function, then it has to be ended somewhere. Otherwise, it will show the error. So you can see only this particular content I wanted to be in. So some spacing I can say is some 5. Okay. Some 2 or 10 you can take. So for all this, like even the spacing is showing some error. Okay. Okay, fine. So as of now, like just check about double spacing and single spacing option for whatever the things like we are opening and closing, begin and end. No, for that we need the sub caption and all. But with that, these packages will not work. So for that, like whatever we have represented, that everybody clear with, right? Sectioning, subsectioning, and spacing, double spacing and single spacing. Any doubts in this? Are you doing along with me? Just answer someone. Is everyone doing along with me? Otherwise, it is like if you just listen and all, no, then it will not work properly. Like later, you may get issues. Okay. So this is about basics and spacing, vertical spacing and horizontal spacing. All those we can represent, and then we'll talk about the typographical emphasis. Like you can see, we can bold the data, we can make it an italic and underline. Also, option is there. No, so how to do that? We'll see that. Okay. So, for example, if I wanted to bold this particular data, so for that you can use the keyword called, let us say I wanted to write something in a bold. So slash text BF. So here automatically it will show some references so that it will be easy for you. So what to write and all. So see this data I wanted to bold. See. So this particular data has been represented in terms of bold. Or else one simple method is control B also you can use. So for example, I've selected this one, select the content and use control B. Usually how will bold in Word document. Similarly, you can also select the data and control B. Automatically that particular keyword will be written here. So it will be represented in bold format. Fine. And if I wanted to, so see here. So this is for bold, text BF. And for italic, you can use the text IT. And for underlining, you can use slash underline. So in this parenthesis, whatever the data or content you have written, that will be represented in bold or italic or underline. Fine, everyone? So slash text IT. So now we'll write the italic content. See, this must be in italic. You can see here. So this content. So first we have bolded the data, and then for second paragraph, I have represented in italic format. Okay. You can see here. And also we have the underline. You can underline, for example, some content. Let us say some paragraph or some words I wanted to underline. Then you can use slash underline, or else you can also give here. Something you can write. To see here. So it has been, you can see the content in underline or something. Okay, something you can type that data has been represented in underline mode. So these are the basic emphasis. Everybody clear with it? We can bold the data or we can make it in italic, or else we can also underline the text. Fine, everyone? So this is about underlining. And next we can also do the cross-referencing. So for example, usually when we read a paper, what happens like if they have cited something, then if we click on that, then automatically that goes to some other like where it has been, the data where it has been, that it will go, right? For example, if we in papers, they will refer some figures, figure 1 and figure 2. In that particular number, if I click it, what happens? It directly go to that particular figure, right? So how to do that captioning and labeling and referencing and all that we'll see. But once we start, otherwise you can also do that referencing for the sections. So you can use the label slash label for naming that particular section. Let us say the section, this is section 1, right? So I'm just labeling it. Label, you can give any label, the name, whatever the name you will give, that you have to use for referencing this one. So here for this particular section 1, I have labeled it as SCC1, sec1. Okay. So in this paragraph, I wanted to reference as explained in section. So that one will be referenced. So in that, what I've the keyword only we have label we have used is reference. So this will be represented like this. So see this as explained in section 1. So here number automatically, we haven't given any number, but we simply refer that particular section where we have labeled it as section 1. So this section 1, and this is the first section, introduction. So that number has been referred here. So similarly, whenever you'll cite the papers or anything, whenever you wanted to refer this particular subsection, that also you can give. So subsection also you can label it, some label, any name you can give. Okay, but you have to use the keyword label. Sorry, in that particular parenthesis only you have to write that particular label, subsection one. So sub one I can give. So the same name I have to use for as explained in section one, comma slash ref. This subsection also I'm just referring. Okay, sub one. So automatically those numbers will come here. So what is the use with this? See this. So subsection 1 and 1.1. Sorry, section 1 and subsection 1.1. So what is the use with this? So usually whenever we write the like paper, in between we may add some sections, right? In that case, manually we have to check the or wherever we have included that particular section reference, manually we have to change it to either 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 like that. But if we give these label numbers as a reference, then automatically whenever, for example, if I'll include any sections in between, for example, let us say subsection some subsection I've included, which is something, okay. Some subsection I've included and some content I've included, okay. So now this reference, we have given reference for the second subsection, so that has been represented here. So the use of with this labeling and referencing is whenever we'll modify the sections or if we'll add any sections in between or if we'll remove any sections in between, those numbers automatically will be modified and that will be shown wherever we have been referenced. So in case of if I haven't used this referencing, then I would have modified this manually, right? If I would have given this number section 1, comma 1.1, then I would have done it manually. I have to go to there and I have to modify that 1.1 to 1.2. But with this referencing and labeling directly, it will happen in document itself. So no need to worry about that. Fine, everyone. So I'm not getting any answers from anybody. It is like I'm explaining for myself, I guess. Whether you people are following me, are you doing along with me or not? That I have to know. And even I'll give you one task now. I'll give you some single paragraph, and everybody has to do. Whomever I'll ask, they have to share their screen and they have to show it. No answer. Okay, fine. So this is about sectioning and all. And then labeling, replacing a new line. So as I told, like new line, you can use any of this double slash or else slash new line or slash fill. So here, otherwise, by if you give one extra space, this will also be considered as a new line. So if you simply give the extra space, that will also be considered as a new line. Otherwise, you can also use double slash here. It will automatically goes to new line. You can see here. It is same. In some sections, some I have written, right? So you can see here. So here simply I've given some extra space in between, extra line in between, automatically it is considered as the next line. Or else you can also give this one. So after this studies, I've given this double slash. So it has been again represented as a new line. So whatever the content we have written, that will come in the next line. But the difference between these two is if I'll give this space, the next line will start with the tab. But if I'll use this one, the next line starts in the same line, like the alignment will be same. So that is the only difference. Or else you can also use the slash or else so you can use the slash new line. This also works, or this also gives the new line. See here, in some section, I've given slash new line after this parts up. So whatever written after that has been come in the new line and without any tab space. If I give the simply space, one line space between two lines, then it will give the tab space and I can also use this one. So if you don't want the tab space, then you have to use any of the slash new line or double slash. Or else simply you can leave one space that will give consider it as a new line. Right? Yeah, any doubt here? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, this is about lining. Similarly, slash hfill, a slash break also works like that. Now, next we'll think about, we'll discuss about bullets and numbering. So as we know, like when we write anything in a document, usually we'll write it in a point wise. Either point numbering will be given, or else that symbols like dot symbol, or else we have different itemizing things in a Word document, right? Similarly, same things we can also use here. Okay, so for that you have to use the keyword slash itemize or slash enumerate. So this is the code for that. So for giving the content in terms of itemizing, like in terms of numberings and all, you can use the slash begin itemize, or else you can also use slash begin enumerate. So what is the difference between this is like when we do the numberings and all, or when we write it in a point wise, there are two options. Either we can give the numbers, point wise numbers, like first point, second point, like that. Otherwise, simply we can give the dot symbol, or else we have the arrow symbols and all, right? So if you want any symbol in place of numbering, then you can use the slash begin itemize. If you want the numbering, then you can use the enumerate. So by default, automatically it starts with the number one point something, and one point like a number one, two, like that. Each point will be represented in numbers, and here it is. Like we'll see how it is working, then you can understand it clearly. So after this, if I wanted to write any numbers, let us say after in this environment, I just want something should be represented in numbering. Okay, so I can use slash begin. As I told you earlier, if you begin some, you have to end that somewhere. Otherwise, it will not work. So I'm using the slash begin itemize. So it by default it will give the some basic code which is required for that. So it begin and ended with the itemize, and then each item, in the sense each point will be written after this slash item. After the slash item, give some space and write something. Okay, this is something. It's the first point. So you can see the difference. Also, I'll show you what is the difference between itemize and enumerate. So here you can see this point has been started with the dot symbol. Okay. And if I'll write the second point, then that also you have to start with the slash item. Write the second point, and whatever, like how many points you will write, all those will be represented with this dot symbol. Fine. So in case I don't want the dot symbol, I just want it with the numbers. Then you can start with you can use the enumerate slash begin. So enumerate. You can see. So it automatically gives the by default code for that. Okay, slash begin enumerate. So in this also you can it also, like each point should also starts with the slash item keyword only. In this also slash item keyword, but we have started with the itemize, and here we have started with the enumerate. So you can see the difference. So here it has started with the number. So with itemize, it has started with the dot symbol, and with enumerate, it has started with the number. So same thing. If you give something again, second point, it will also start with the represented with the point 2. Fine, everyone. So this is about representing the points in terms of either symbols or by using the numbers. So for symbols, itemize you have to use, and for numbers, enumerate you have to use. Am I clear, everybody? Am I audible, first of all? Please answer someone. Otherwise, it is like, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So are you like, you understanding, right, everybody? Everybody, are you doing along with me? Because while listening, we will feel, okay, it is simple only, this much only, like that we'll feel. But once we do it in our, like whenever we'll do it for ourselves, then it will be like difficult. We'll get some issues and all. And after this, I'll give you some exercise so that everybody has to do. Okay. So, and one more thing, like in this points, again, I can represent the sub points, right? So usually in our Word document, we'll represent point and sub point, sub points and sub points, right? That also you can do here. So for example, in the second, you can see this. So after this point, I just want the sub points for this particular content. In that, again, you can begin one more itemize in that slash itemize, slash begin itemize. Okay, so in this, whatever the content you will write, that will be represented sub content for this particular point. You can see here. So this is the main point, and in that we have the sub points that again symbol has been by default it will give some symbols. In that case, if you don't want that particular symbol, if you want to represent your own symbol, that also you can do. Fine, everyone. These are the sub point. This is the sub point for this itemize. So again, the same itemize you have to use, and in that you can write as many sub points as you want. Fine. So these are the major points, and in that we have two sub points. And again, in this, if you want one more sub point, again you can start one more begin option. And same itemize you can use. Okay. And you can also include one more sub point for this second sub point. Sub point we can call it as. So see here, symbol has again has been modified. Like this, we can include any number of points and sub points in that. Fine. And same here. In this also you can include if you want the numbering. So in second point, if you wanted some other numbering, then you can use the slash begin enumerate again. And that will give the automatic numbering for this particular sub point. So this is started with the 2, right? So then sub point will start with some other numbering. Or else you can also represent like a 2.1. That also possible. So that manually you can write. To not represent it like this, then by default it will take some numbering. So major point is 2, and in that sub points will be represented with the alphabets A, B, like that. So in this also you can give in as many sub points as you want. All those will be represented with some other order. Sub points will be started with the B. And again in this, you can also give one more sub point for this thing. Slash begin enumerate control B. So this is sub point for sub point B. So again in B, sub points have been started with some like a small like Roman numbers. So initially it is numbering, next alphabets, and next Roman numbers or capital Roman numbers. All this by default it will give. In that case, if you don't want that default numbering, if you want your own numbering, then that also you can represent here manually. Clear? So this is one. So here it is by default it has taken 2.2 like that. Also you can represent. And this is again 2.2.1. All those you can represent manually. After item, you can write it in a square brackets. So it will be represented like this. So there are some cases in this, instead of this particular numbering, in numbers, we may need some points, right? So in number 1, I may need sub points. Instead of going for the numbering, I may need the points. In that case, how to do? So in that case, instead of using the enumerate, in enumerate, you can also use the itemize. See here, instead of enumerate, I'm just using the itemize. So wherever it has been started, there you close with the itemize only. So in numbering points, you can also get the, see here. So here I've given the, in enumerate, I have represented the itemize. See here. So this is the numbers we have started, but again, I need points in but that particular numbering. So for that, what I've done in enumerate, I have used the itemize. So in enumerate, first 2 points, normally numbers have been come, and then the itemize I have been used. So in that particular itemize, whatever I have used, those will be represented in this points. And again in itemize, I again use the enumerate. So this will give the numbering. So by default numbering also you can take, or else you can manually represent some numbering. Fine, everyone. So by default it has been taken. So in itemize we can include the enumerate, and in enumerate also we can include the itemize. So here you can see itemize we have used, right? We'll see for the enumerate. We'll try with. So in itemize we can also use the enumerate. This should be ended with the enumerate only. So see here in itemize, I have used the enumerate. So it will give some number. So see, these are all the itemized, like in the sense the pointed, like points with the some symbols that has been represented with the number here. Fine, everyone. In any of the way we can write. So these are for writing the points and also the numbers, sub points and all. And next we'll see how to color or how to highlight the data in this particular thing. Indirectly in Word document we can copy and we can modify the color and all. But in this, how to do that? So for coloring that, you have to use the package called Xcolor. So don't forget this. Without this Xcolor package, it will gives the error. And in this Xcolor, all these colors have been covered. So you can see, you can represent the text either using the red color, green, or so for that you have used the name red. I'll show you. I'll explain with some example, but just go through this. Like in Xcolor package, we have all these colors available. So any of this color we can use for coloring our data. So how to color the data? So for that, you have used the keyword slash text color, and we will be having two parentheses. First parenthesis is used for representing the color, and second parenthesis is used for writing the data. Okay, so we'll see. So slash text color, let us say I just wanted to color the data here. Slash text color. Some content. Okay. See here. So I told you. So without this particular package, it will not work. So we'll see what it shows. See, it is showing the error. So that's why for each and every user, we need some packages. So without those packages, it will not work. Slash use package X color. Sorry. So you have to use this package and again run it and it will show the content. So previously we had error. So that's why it has represented with that. Okay. So without this package, it will not work. That everybody has to remember. So now I've removed the package. So it is showing the error. So some package undefined control symbol like that, it will show. Okay. So I have included the color here. So now whatever the content I have represented in this particular places has been represented in red color. Or else you can also use blue, any of the color in that particular sheet, whatever I have represented. So you can use any of this color for representing your content. Or else you can also use the green. In place of green, you will go with some other same text. This is about representing the content in different colors. Fine, everyone. Coloring the data. Any doubts in this? So this is for text coloring. And next, color box. So you can see this, right? We are, for example, highlighting the data. We can call it as a highlighting the data. So for that, we have to use the color box. So for example, in this, we have colored the data. But if I wanted to highlight the data, for example, this bold document is there. No, I wanted to highlight this data. So then what I've slash color box. Let us say we'll use here slash color box. So it again gives the two parentheses. In one parenthesis, we have to represent the color using which you wanted to highlight the data, and in this you have to write the content. Fine. See here. So after this, we have written something, and it has been. So the problem with the color box is right, we will get, it will go out of the box. Like it will only represent whatever the content we will write, it only represented in that particular box. So it will be used for coloring the sentences, single sentences and all. So this will be used for coloring single sentences. So then it will come in that particular alignment. In case of that, if I wanted to align it in a entire, for example, entire paragraph, if I wanted to highlight, then you can use the slash HL command. So you can see here, I can include slash HL. Slash HL. It will be highlighted. Okay, first go with the color box. I'll just show you how to color it, the entire document. Okay. This HL is not working. Okay, fine. You can see here, right, how to color the text and how to highlight the text. Some box of text, how to highlight it, and how to like make it in italic mode, and how to make it in an underline one. Everything we have been discussed here. Now just consider this as a exercise. You just prepare this particular document. So in this, what we have in this particular document, what you need, the section 1 should be latex basics heading, and section 2 starts with the first section, and in this something twinkle twinkle little star something I have written. So this first the 3 words have been highlighted with the green color, and then some content, some sentence has been colored with the red color, and remaining this is a bolded one, and this is a italic one, and this is a italic come bold, and this is what like highlighted one, underlined one, all this like you can see all this, right? And this is the color box with the blue color. So how to do all those, see here, this is a color box, and I can also color this particular in color box is red, and in that if I wanted to write the color text in green color, by default it has been taken it in a black color, sorry, by default it is a black color, so you can modify it to some green also. Okay, so the text whatever has been written here will be represented in green. See, this color box is black color, sorry, this color box we have represented it with red color. In that content we have been represented in a green color. So in that also, like we can include in the bold, even this content also we can bold it. Even it is a blue color, a green color, we can also bold it. Text BF also we can use in that. And that content can also be, we can also use italic. We can also change its format to italic. So within that we can use any number of, see here. So what we have done in the color box, we have taken red, in that we have colored the text as green, and we have bolded it, and we have made it italic. So all those we can do for the single text. All these are possible. So within a keyword, you can use any number of keywords, but everything should be ended properly. Otherwise, you'll get the error. Am I clear, everyone? And you can also highlight, or else you can also underline this one. Slash underline also you can use in this. So everything, like you can apply all the like all the modifications to that particular content which is represented as shown in this document. See here. So this is the document. We have made it blue color, green color, and this is a colored one with the red color. In that we have represented the content with the green color, and we have made it, we have bolded this one, and then we have made it italic. All those we have done. So this is the exercise in that case. So these are the sections, and in that some data has been bolded. You can see this data has been bolded, and this is a text color. In this sense, color box we have used, and this is for green color box. So just do this, and then we will go for some other exercise. Just let me know if you have any doubts. Any doubts here? You can do it, right? Okay, I'll give you some 10 minutes of time. It's already 11:05. So I'll give you some 10 minutes time. You just do it. So this is first exercise, and this is the second exercise. Do these 2 exercises, and we'll meet in 15 minutes. Okay.
Yes, dear participants, make use of this opportunity. If you want, you can share your screen also,
Yeah.
and then ask any doubts with the research on this research paper writing.
Because this is very, very useful, because nowadays everybody doing a PhD, even not even the PhD, we are writing the papers and all, right? If you highlight the data or represent the data in the best way, then the possibilities of accepting your paper will be more.
Right.
So these are the basic things. So till now I have explained all this, right? So you can use, so this exclamatory symbol you can see here, right? So these are the itemizers only. In that case, where we have used itemize, okay, so see here. In itemizers, we can also manually we can include some symbols. So exclamatory symbol we have in the system, right? So that only we can use. So in place of dot, we will get this symbol. Fine, everyone. So manually we can modify it. Otherwise, by default, it will give some symbols. So all these have been explained. Okay, how to color the items and all that I'll see, but you try from your side. Then if you'll get any doubt, just let me know. The color boxes, text color, everything we have been used, right? So for this also you can use the text color. Text color, red or something you can use, and in between whatever you write, that will be colored. So you just try, and if you'll get any doubt, just let me know. Then only I'll explain this one. So this already have been explained, exercise 1. So you have to do it. So it should be like this, section 1, section 2, and it should be having this paragraph with all these emphasizes, like whatever the we have applied for the text, all this should be there. So do it, ma. Like I'll give you some 15 minutes of time. If you have any doubts, just let me know. I will be here only. So just do it from your side and ask the participants to show their system or share their screen. Fine, everyone. So with this, the technical emphasizes will be completed and the basic thing will be completed. And next we'll start with the figures. So if you are okay with this, then only we can go for the next step. Otherwise, it is difficult to come back again and to explain everything.
Okay, then are you ready to do this exercise? Do the exercise, share your screen, and if you have any doubts, ask, take 15 more minutes. Okay, ma'am?